Eagle Empire, welcome in. It's the Coach's Corner with a whole different genre today. It's really there's a lot of new things going on today here. It's a pandemic, where the vaccine is on its way. We have a lot of things to cover. So mostly due to user error, we couldn't hide Dylan Brown for second one. So he's joining us today as co-host. Dylan, welcome to the corner.
Thanks for having me. I've stepped it up a little bit this week. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Well, we're going to get to your situation in a second. But more importantly, our featured guest, backed by popular demand, and by that I mean we demanded he come on. Tim Culver, our Vice President of Advancement here at Midway University. Tim, welcome back in to Coach's Corner.
Thank you. And for the vast worldwide audience, what Joe really means by backed by popular demand is there was nobody else around to do this.
Well, it's all supply and demand, Tim. That's what I learned from my 4 economics courses in college. Supply and demand.
That's right.
Your supply met our demand. So
there you go.
We're glad you could come back on. We had Tim in last year to talk a little bit about some of the projects that they're working on over across campus there, and we thought we'd bring them back on at this time of year. There aren't a whole lot of athletics going on at the moment, and to kind of get an update on those things and talk about some exciting future things we have planned over there. Tim, first of all, from your perspective, this is kind of the first question we've asked all of our guests. On the rare occasion we've had a show this semester, Dylan.
That producer really is.
We're going to step up our production next semester. But
absolutely,
how has we got through the semester in our COVID world, in our new time, unprecedented times here for those playing bingo at home.
Bingo.
How is it different for you over in advancement? What did you find to be the challenges, the opportunities associated with this strange semester?
Sure. Yeah, it's a great question. It's challenging for nonprofits in the fundraising world everywhere, as you can imagine, because the biggest thing about our world is those personal relationships. So it's about, in-person visits, whether it's over coffee, breakfast, lunch, dinner, adult beverages, whatnot. And that pretty much shut down back in March just because you couldn't do it. And even with things open up now, you have to be respectful of people's wishes as far as their health concerns. And so that's been the biggest thing, not being able to meet with people, not to mention for us, the cancellation of events that we typically have, whether it was Spotlight back in May or homecoming weekend this year. We did some virtual things just to keep people engaged. And so it's really been a challenge on the fundraising side from those perspectives. And when you're not able to cultivate and develop those relationships, it makes it a lot tougher for people to feel like they're part of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, for sure. That is obviously really my main question on that is, how did the dining hall experience change for you this semester? I thought, because that's really what everybody's been wondering. We talked about ice cream last year, and that's the question I get. Hey, I remember that episode you did with that guy from Advancement. We talked about the ice cream. How the food situation change?
It's interesting for a lot of reasons. One, I had ankle surgery back in June. And so I was rehabbing for a long time. That was the silver lining of the pandemic, is because I was able to work remotely. I literally only lost 4 days of work from surgery. But as far as the dining hall experience, once the students and everybody were back, I hate to admit this, as much as I enjoy the fine cuisine up there, I only ate up there maybe 3 or 4 times this year.
It was hard.
Yeah, and none of them involved ice cream because it was carry out, and so I know that they actually over budgeted the ice cream supply this year. So they took.
So again, supply and demand. When the demand isn't there from Tim, the supply we have extra supply.
Now
they must
go ahead, Dylan. What?
They must have lost it whenever because Joe doesn't go nearly as much as he did in the calf now. He's normally in his office, and Tim. You're the 2 ice cream aficionados here.
Well, I'll tell you what, where I did make up for it was at home. And this is not an exaggeration. Several people know this. Eating 1 quart a night. Not a week, but 1 quart a night. Ooh. And so I picked up a few pounds.
Ben and Jerry?
No,
Vermont's own Ben and Jerry. No,
Kroger brand. You get 2 for $5.
Can't beat that.
When you eat as frequent, you got to have some cost savings.
That's fair. That's fair.
So the mint chocolate chip is phenomenal, and but actually starting about a month ago, the scale started tipping in the wrong direction. So I've gone cold turkey with that particular brand. I still eat some like ice cream bars and whatnot, but I've lost
that flavor doesn't sound appealing at all, Dylan. Cold turkey.
Cold turkey does not sound good at all.
Don't remind me not to try that. Well, looking back to the more serious side, so we'll look ahead to some events here coming up too. But let's talk a little bit about some of the projects that have come to fruition this year. And clearly in athletics, the two big ones that stand out, we talked about them all last spring, but we opened up Hunter Fieldhouse, and the Tracy Farmer Don Ball Baseball Complex also saw a lot of action this fall for the fall season of baseball. Talk a little bit about how those projects wrapped up and what they meant to your office and our school.
Well, I mean, it's great with the enrollment growth. We had to accommodate not just the sports, but the increase of having males and adding teams. We've gone from 8 sport teams in the fall of 16 to 28 now. And so there's a lot of activity going on campus. And of course, trying to buy, and this, Joe, with basketball, vying for court time, practice time, not to mention games. And so this, with the field house, the Hunter Field House affords the possibility of being able to have multi-use of 2 gyms. You've got the walking track and the weight room, which is just beholden to the eye. It's gorgeous. And now the challenge has been, again, with the pandemic, it's been limited use for folks. So, but I know the coaches are super happy because now they have their own private space to do what they need to do. With the baseball stadium, same thing. We haven't been able to have really a formal ceremony for baseball yet. We've been reaching out to some of the principal donors. Dick Robinson's family we had them on campus a 3 months ago to see it in person, because with the fluid situation with the pandemic, we just don't know when we're going to be able to have something more formal. But that is a gem on campus. It is it's as pretty as it's probably ever going to be until it starts getting full use.
It's beautiful out there. It really is. Yeah. The scoreboard is up there now, and the dugouts, and it looks terrific. It's great.
And I can touch on the Fieldhouse situation, because that's normally where I would be. Obviously, I'm not there right now.
We're not getting into that yet, Dylan. We're not getting into that yet.
But I can tell you, our student athletes are absolutely thrilled to have the weight room and Hunter Fieldhouse online. I know we haven't been able to open it as much as we want to, but they're absolutely thrilled to have it. The weight room, it's gotten great use so far. We finally got the weights in, all the plates and dumbbells and all that stuff in, so we were finally able to get that in. So that was a welcome sight for our student athletes.
Who's he calling dumbbells?
We don't want to get into that. Some of the coaching staff might take offense, but because they moved over there as well. So obviously those are some successful projects that are finished. Tell us a little bit about what we have. You mentioned Spotlight, which is year in and year out one of my favorite events here on campus. We weren't able to have it last May. Talk a little bit about what we have maybe to look forward to here in the first half of 21 as we start kind of planning out the year in advance.
Sure. Yeah. That was a financial hit there. We were talking about fundraising. That was a huge hit because we do get a lot of money. It's our largest fundraising event. And we really made an 11th hour decision because we thought maybe we could do something virtual, but it just never came to be. And so we were able to salvage some sponsorships. We had some generous people out there that realized it was something beyond our control, and they stepped up. So we're able to salvage a little bit of money out of that. And, ultimately everything that we do is for our students. It's for their experience of higher ed. And so that impacted a lot of budgetary influence. But in the end, those who really care and are passionate about Midway University stepped up and helped us through that. This year, we are going full speed ahead. What it will look like, May 20th, Thursday, May 20th, we've already set the date. What it will look like, we are planning as if it's going to be in person. Now, I say in person. Does that mean it's in the gym again? We don't know. It may be under the big top outside. It's probably, with the uncertainty of scheduling and timelines with vaccines and whatnot, may still be, masks involved, but we don't know. So we've had a couple of meetings planning it already. We've got some options we're going to do. I think one component, whether it's in person or not, is going to be a virtual donation option for like a silent auction. We would start that a couple weeks in advance of the event, because one thing that we have been doing as we're researching what others are doing is we're seeing it's a great way to engage somebody, let's say in California or Florida or Massachusetts or wherever. They can participate in the online auction, because they're not necessarily going to come all the way here to physically attend something, but that way they can support us from afar. So that's something we're going to incorporate one way or the other.
Right. I think Dylan has talked to me. I know we've had discussions with Dylan and I about Dylan's willingness to run the shuttle service with the horses. I think that's the way to, I think instead of driving people in a cart from the parking to the tent, just have them ride them in on a horse. I think on
a horse. Yeah, great idea.
Dylan's going to be stationed up at the barn there.
Yeah, I see him walking by in front of Hunter Fieldhouse all the time. I'm like, why can't we use that as a shuttle service? Perfect.
I think that's a great idea. You see the carriages in Lexington and Louisville. I was in down by Fort Campbell over the weekend, and that would be perfect.
I love it. So I know things that we've talked about here. Potential for maybe a trivia night. A lot of us trivia fans would be excited about that. The Midway Fund is an ongoing, donation opportunity for people that a lot of us here on campus have taken advantage of. So a lot of exciting stuff, I think. Even though, like you said, it might look a little different, it's still going to be, the ability for people to support us and our students.
Yeah, again, the trivia night, we were going to do our first ever this past April. Now,
is there any truth that got called off because we were clearly going to win? Like they found out our team was going to be, and they said, well, we can't have that. Nobody else signed up. I heard once they found out our team was in, nobody else signed up. That's what I heard.
I can neither confirm nor deny that truth. But it is something we were going to do back in the spring, and again that went by the wayside. We are looking at some virtual options. I know some other nonprofits have done that, and again, any way that we can engage people just to get them involved. I'll tell you a quick aside. I mentioned homecoming being canceled, so we did some things where people could go to our website, and there was some trivia and some historical information. We did music from the different decades for the reunion classes and whatnot. We had over 115 people from 15 different states go to the website and participate in that. And again, that's why we're looking at this silent auction for Spotlight, because people in other states are not necessarily going to come here for homecoming or necessarily come here for an event, but that's a way to engage them. And you mentioned the Midway Fund. Again, we can't emphasize enough the importance of, I've been doing this a long time, and I always hear people say, well, I really can't make a difference with my gift. And it sounds trite, but no gift is too small. Now, if you're in a position to do $25, that's great. And this year, more than ever, the CARES Act, even if you don't itemize your taxes, the CARES Act allows you up to about $300 if you don't itemize, that they'll allow you to deduct for taxes. They give you a credit. So again, it doesn't have to be a Dylan Brown level of giving. It can be
very few of us are able to get to that level. Very few of us. So I can understand that. Yeah, the Bill and Melinda Gates level, the Dylan Brown level, and then the rest.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's exactly where I fall in. I feel like I fall in there.
Everybody thinks Jeff Bezos' wife is being charitable. People don't know.
They don't have any
Dylan
idea.
Brown.
They don't have any idea.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's great. And for those people that do want to be a part of that, Tim, go to the website, Midway website.
Yep. Go to www.midway.edu, and in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little button that says "Make a Gift." It's real super easy.
Excellent. Well, that's great. Really appreciate Tim taking some time to update us across the campus there. Really enjoy having him on. I think he's agreed to stay on for a FaceTime with Dylan. Is that right?
I did. Yeah, I'd be love to.
So we're all back for the people segment right after this. All right, we're back. Welcome back into the Coach's Corner Eagle Umpire. Tim Culver back with us. Dylan Brown also back in with us this week. So again, it's really what a way to finish 2020 with this year of uncertainty. It's an uncertain episode of the Corner, and everybody's favorite segment, the people segment, FaceTime with Dylan. And Dylan, we have to, before we move on, we have to address the elephant in the room, or at least in your room, because you haven't been around. I've been looking for you over there on campus for the last 2 weeks or so. You've been nowhere to be found. Early vacation for you, or what?
No, I wish. It's been 3 weeks today. 3 weeks today was the last time I was in the office, November 24th, 5th, something like that, day before Thanksgiving. COVID hit me what happened. COVID hit me.
And you hit back. It looks like you hit back. You don't seem any worse for wear.
No, the first couple of weeks I've been in quarantine. I came in close contact with someone, and then about a week and a half ago, 10 days ago actually, I started experiencing what I thought were allergy symptoms. Turns out I went and got tested a week ago today, December the 9th, and I tested positive for coronavirus. So
wow,
today is day 10 of isolation for me. Today is my last day of isolation, and I will be back in the office. You'll be seeing my beautiful face tomorrow in the office.
So see, people out there, if you don't think it can happen to you, it certainly can.
It can.
Dylan's a survivor.
It can. Yeah. So far, so good. The main symptoms I had were my normal allergies, headaches. I did have some chills, loss of sense of smell.
Well, you had that too, probably.
Yeah, probably.
That
was pre-COVID.
Exactly. And then my sense of taste isn't what it was.
We knew that too.
Yeah, we knew that too. That's right. we can tell by your wardrobe.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're kidding.
I know.
Wow. Well, we were all disheartened to hear that news, but we're glad you're doing okay. I'm not going to say who, but there have been some people around here who didn't even notice you were gone, so you can take that for what it's worth.
I know. I understand.
And we're looking forward to having you back. But there was also a rumor going around here, around the HLN, that you fabricated these results. You could stay home and watch more reality television.
That is, I can neither confirm nor deny those results. I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Before we move on, no, we're going to move on to our stuff. But I hear there's been a lot of stuff going on The Bachelor.
There's a lot of stuff developing on The Bachelor. Claire found love. She's with Dale. Taste's season is ongoing. Had hometowns last night. I'm behind. I know that may shock you. I've been in quarantine and isolation, and I'm behind on The Bachelorette. But I am behind on The Bachelorette.
There's no excuse for that.
No excuse.
We don't have any events for you to cover.
Exactly.
Right, Tim? Like, what's he doing?
That's what I was going to say. I was like, well, what are you doing?
Maybe we don't want to know. We don't want to know. All right.
I've been running from. I might be running from some people here in Bardstown. I've been trying to hide. You know.
That's a rough and tumble town down there.
I know.
So, well, we'll talk. Let's give it, since we don't have a Bachelor update to everybody's chagrin. We'll talk a little bit about the Midway, the State of the Union of Midway Athletics, so to speak. Again, we're done now for the 2020, correct, Dylan? No more events.
No more events.
We just had our last one this past weekend. Wrestling finished up. We'll go through real quick about where the winter sports are, and where they're hopefully going to be going into the fall. As usual, we start with basketball. The women's basketball team 1-0. They were able to get their first River States Conference game in and beat Brescia at home. They're 2-4 overall. Congrats to Leah Shelley, who was the River States Conference Player of the Week last week. That was an outstanding individual award.
At a double-double against Brescia. 22 minutes off the bench. She was great.
She's had a lot more production here this year, which is you expect from your older girls, women.
Yep.
So that was great. Men's basketball.
I did stats by phone for that one.
Oh, that's right.
That was quite the experience.
And he did it by phone, and a lot of us stood around here and wondered, why is he even nearly to be here at all if he's doing that? Do we need to have an SIP? We were able to get somebody from Bardstown to do the stats in the game. I mean, I don't know.
I know.
That's extra office space, you know.
And it's at a premium, as you know.
At a premium.
So men's men's basketball. I don't know the last time we probably haven't seen anybody since we played Thomas More. We lost to Thomas More, who was a nationally ranked team. Played pretty well the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. They made some plays down the stretch, and we didn't. So we're 0-3, and then both us and women's basketball, unfortunately, had positive tests, and we ended up in quarantine here for the semester. And just with the timing and everything, we sent everybody home, and we're gonna pick it up again after the break. But so that was a little disappointing. We got through the whole semester pretty good, and then just when we were gonna start league play, we were out. So and then some other teams we were supposed to play had been out. So I think it's just gonna be a start and stop the whole year here.
Yeah, it's what it seems like. It's going to be tough to get it in, but we're doing the best we can. And I heard on the conference we shuffled the schedule.
Well, I think that's a question coming up. Then we'll deal with that in the conference.
We'll get to that one.
Dylan's apparently already forgotten what we talked about prior to the start of the segment, but we'll get to that in the question. But no, it's been an interesting. I got to say, I will. Midway University here, we've been great. The people here have been great. Administration of doing what they can to keep everybody safe and healthy and let us have a season. A lot of the fall sports were able to get most of their season in. We at least got our season underway, which is a lot more than a lot of schools, at all levels around the country. So, as disappointing as it's been, we were fortunate to have a lot of be able to get started. Wrestling is 3-1, Dylan. 3-1. Great.
3-1.
Coach Brumman.
Great start.
Great start. Beat McConnell, St. Thomas of Florida, and Central Baptist. Did not beat Cumberland, Tennessee, who's in the top 20. I know that
top 10. Top 10. They are number 10. Number 10.
So that's a tough match for them. Looking before, way back, volleyball, Dylan. Wait a minute. Can you help me out? Do we have women's volleyball here?
I don't know. We still can't seem to get them on the show.
Well, we can. We can. We still refuse to accept Dylan's request to come on the show. But I want to just say I was proud of our girls. We had a great year. Made the semifinals. Lost to IU East. Won the first set. Couldn't quite finish it up there. But a really good year for our team. I know you'd all like to hear about it, but I refuse to come on, so I can't say it. So
I know.
One of these days it's going to happen, Dylan.
I am bound and determined to make it happen.
All right,
I'm gonna make it happen.
Swimming is done. The women again won one meet. The men are still looking for their first one. It's their first year. It's been an up and down year for them. Bowling had one event in the fall. I don't even know if we covered that. But the women and the men both had the preseason Mid-South Classic. Yeah. Women were 7 out of 13. Men were 6 of 10. So not a bad warm up for them. And finally, the result that everybody's been waiting for, and Dylan, you kept me waiting for him because he wouldn't give them to me early on. But esports Rocket League team is completed. We were 6-8. 6-8. We finished 121 out of 185 in the country for their first year. Yep. The Coach Tinker had a very solid debut with that Rocket League team, and included a win over Clemson, from what I understand.
A win over the Clemson, over the Tigers. We beat the Tigers.
When do the esport rating, like college ratings, come out?
I don't know.
I don't know, Tim. Is there any truth to the rumor that match was during the time when Trevor Lawrence was on COVID break and he actually participated for Clemson in the Rocket League? Is that true?
It could be. Hey, I think now all these national powers are going to avoid wanting to schedule us because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it could make it tougher to get to schedule the Overwatch games.
Yeah, there were some rumblings that Trevor really didn't have COVID or anything, that he just wanted to tag along on the esports side of things.
Yeah, they thought they needed him, and it still didn't help. Didn't help them.
Didn't help.
It was really a death valley for Clemson Rocket League. That's all I'd say.
It really was. Really was.
All right, well, those are kind of the updates, I think, on the athletic side. That's where we stand. Hopefully we'll have, maybe a team we'll highlight next week, and then once we get into 2021, we'll be.
One other thing, Kevin Allman. Kevin Allman was Wrestler of the Week. Wrestler of the Week.
The Wow.
The Wow.
Wrestler of the Week.
The Wow. Currently ranked, he's undefeated currently on the season, number 6 in the country at 157.
Oh, that's great.
Big time wrestler for Coach Brumbelow.
Awesome. Excellent.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's great. All All right, Dylan, let's see. I know it was again, you gave your customary like 14 hours of notice to the public for their questions, but I think we did end up with some questions for FaceTime with Dylan. So what do we got this week?
Let's see. Are there any new additions to be excited about on the spring semester men's hoop squad? That's from 4-Star Dave.
Oh, 4-Star Dave. Yeah, we like
4-Star Dave.
Well, it is the break where we're still thinking about it, I guess. Seeing what we like our group that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of guys back.
Just got to get some games in.
We got to get some games.
Just got to get some games in.
We have been hampered by injuries, for sure on the men's side.
Mm-hmm.
We've lost 3 guys for various parts of the year since the start of the year. We have Luke Thorberg hasn't played a game yet with a stress fracture in his foot. DJ Luan, unfortunately, was lost for the year with an ACL right after the Talladega game. And Isaiah Sims, who had been playing really well, had a shoulder injury. So, with those 3 guys out, we're hopeful to get a couple of them back. But we like our group, but you never know if anybody will show up here in January. It's a strange year with the eligibility rules. The year doesn't really count for everybody eligibility wise, and some teams around the country aren't playing right now at a lot of the levels. A lot of Division II schools and Division III schools aren't playing at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that people may be looking for an opportunity. We'll see. But no, as of today, nobody. We're still exploring.
Yep. Let's see. We got one from Eleanor in Idaho, our furthest texter. She's far away. She's back.
Okay.
She's back. What impact has COVID had on schedules so far, and what do you think the impact will be in the spring?
Well, it's impacted everything, so far in basketball, and at least in the winter sports. I can speak for us. We had, like I said, we played 3 games. We probably started the year in the first semester with like 12 or 13 scheduled. Our league postponed a lot of the games into the second semester. We've changed it now in basketball anyway. We're only playing our side of the division of the conference. There's an East and a West. We're only going to play the West side, round robin, double round robin. We could schedule some of the East games as non-league games, but we've lost several games that won't get made up from earlier on just because their non-conference opponents had to cancel with COVID, and then we obviously went into quarantine, and then just today the IU regional campuses announced they're not playing games in January at all. Wow. So we're gonna have to reschedule that. So it's taken a real toll on all the schedules for the winter sports.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to think I think we're all hopeful that the spring sports are going to be okay. As the vaccine gets further and further into production here, and the weather, people, the outdoor sports haven't proven to be as much of an issue. I feel like the spring sports schedules hopefully will be, if they get pushed back or not, I don't know, but hopefully they'll be able to get most of their season in. But yeah, it's you got to stay tuned to the website because at any given time, games could be added or disappear. They're really all.
It's been a hectic year so far. Speaking of the vaccine, Tim is a graduate of Trinity High School. The vaccine is coming through your backyard, Tim, in Louisville. There, that's obviously huge for Louisville to get that kind of coverage.
Yeah, all eyes have been on the UPS hub there that basically is servicing the whole eastern side of the United States, and I think the other vaccines coming here shortly as well. So, there's been a lot of focus from all over the world in our state, quite frankly, and so that is pretty exciting stuff.
Yep. That's very exciting stuff to see.
All right, what else you got?
Let's see. Let's see here. Okie in Oklahoma is the Midway football team also looking for an OC.
Well, all right.
We don't have football. Although
you can't. Although as Dylan pointed out, you can buy a Midway football gear at the store.
You can do that. You can do that.
Undefeated. We're still undefeated in Midway football.
Undefeated.
This goes back to University of Kentucky just hired a new offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, who in high school, his offensive coordinator was one of my college roommates, one of my friends from college. That's what that goes back to. And we're all very hopeful that he will finally. I know all of us here in the Lexington area are very hopeful he will finally see the merits that Bo Allen brings to the gridiron.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. He's He was had a spectacular high school career. We'll see if he can produce similar results in on the collegiate level.
It's good to see that Okie out there is keeping busy.
He's
all his duties he's doing out there. He's still keeping track of the UK football team.
Okie in Oklahoma. You think we could ever have him rejoin the show?
I don't know where he is right now.
You don't know?
He's not.
You don't know? Okay.
Why would you want somebody?
He might be available. The problem is we have, if we're gonna keep doing these, we need to get other fatheads. We can't just keep having the same two.
No, we can't do that. We do have your fathead somewhere around here, right?
I don't think so. What were you saying, Tim?
Well, I was just going to say, why would you want to have Okie on? I mean, somebody that thinks is asking questions about a football team, really?
I know. Yeah, I don't even know. We have soccer. I mean, over here. That's what we have.
Football.
We have real football.
And that is football. That is football in a lot of places. Yeah.
All right. What else?
We do have that.
What else?
4-star Dave.
He's back.
Cal's Wildcats. What about that?
It's too much UK. Too much UK.
I know. Yeah, we don't care about that other team down there.
Until they're on our schedule, we're not going to.
Hey, exactly. We won't worry about them. Corner handicapping then. 4-star Dave.
Okay. All right. What did he want to know?
What he says, Coach Krapinski, with your time off, because you guys have only played 3 games.
Well, we're still doing work here now. Let's say that. Unlike yourself, we have things to do. But yes, we haven't played any games. That's
not according to 4-star Dave. 4-star Dave says, with your time off, have you scouted out any Kentucky Derby hopefuls that excites you so far?
Well, we're getting into that time of year again now. Hopefully, the Derby's going to happen in May again, like normal. Then obviously it was different this year. The first Kentucky Derby future pool is done. They usually have 4 or 5 of them, and the first one's out. As usual, the field is the overall favorite. It's 6-5.
Yep.
But in terms of individual horses, the horse, I think we gave you I don't remember who we gave you last time, Dylan.
I can't remember.
I believe
it's been too long since we had a show.
Well, whose fault was that? We gave you Jackie's Warrior. That was number 1. So
Jackie's Warrior.
The individual horse that is everybody's buzzing about right now is Life is Good. So you're gonna write Life is Good. Life is good. He's Bob Baffert horse, won out at Del Mar about a month ago. He's 5-1 in the first Derby pool, and that is in the 7 years they've had future pools. That's the lowest in the first one. That's the lowest odds of any horse.
Wow.
So he's an Into Mischief colt or a horse rather, and that's the hot sire out there right now. Into Mischief. Into Mischief was Authentic's sire as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got some proven bloodlines there. 5-1. Life is Good. Bob Baffert horse. That's the horse to watch at. Essential Quality. The other two I'll give you. Essential Quality. If I haven't given you that one, he won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. He was 8-1, and at 19-1 is Keep Me in Mind, which is a really good price.
Yep.
That horse has won its last 2. Won the Jockey Club at Churchill Downs right after Thanksgiving. In a pretty good race. So those are the 3 we'll give you today. Life is Good, Essential Quality, and Keep Me in Mind. Los Al 330 is this weekend. That'll be the next kind of big race on the path, on the Derby path.
And in case anyone ever wins it big and hits it big and wants to donate to Midway, they are happy to do that, right, Tim?
We'll take. Do we take horse donations as well?
Hey, we do take horse donations. They have to go through a process, but we do take horse donations. So Bob Baffert's got one that he's getting rich. Bob Baffert today is like he is in the trainer world of the Pat Day of the jockey world back in the day. You always put your money on Pat Day when he was riding. Always put some money on Bob Baffert.
He's the Nick Saban of horse racing at the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Yep.
All right, so I guess that's kind of the wrap up. Hopefully we'll have some prep races coming up, but hopefully the Derby's going to happen in May again. So that's exciting. Was that it, Dylan, or do we have any other questions?
That's all the questions I got for this week. Again, bad notice on my part.
You don't want to ask Craig and Iowa's question? You're going to really go through it without asking Craig and Iowa's question?
Craig and Iowa. I thought we discussed that one. Did we not? Let's see.
He wants. I'll handle it from here, Dylan. Craig and Iowa would like to know.
Take it away. Take it away.
Are there any athletic fundraising events
Oh, yeah.
We should be aware of this coming year. Any athletic specific events? Yeah.
Oh, you're asking me.
Oh, yeah, that's what Greg wants to know. For Tim.
Well,
Yep.
you know, all of our teams do try to do some type of fundraising along the way, and then quite frankly, I mean, if you really want to peel back some layers, all the fundraising that we do, we try to partner with the coaches, and you know, we're not territorial here. We try to help all of our areas be successful in their fundraising, whether it's equine or nursing, but especially with our athletics. Because we don't, that's our area, that's our background, that's our knowledge. And so to be able to partner, I have been at other places where, at a previous stop, the football coach was looking to raise a little money with the sponsor, and we were able to essentially double the gift level that came in because he brought us into the table of the conversation. So we're always willing to tag team with athletics, but each team tries to do their own little thing. Some of it is selling the merchandise and the sportswear, but nothing that I am aware of on the immediate horizon, but we're always looking for opportunities.
Yeah, and you can for people who are really interested in that. I mean, I believe that if they come to you and target their gifts, that's obviously an opportunity. And we do have, we have an email campaign that we've done for a lot of the teams. So some people may have already people watching this may have already gotten an email from us. I know I send one to Dylan every year, and I'm still waiting for that to do that. But yeah, no, it's something that it's definitely very much a team effort, Craig and I. So I know,
I would think my time and my analytics that I provide would be good enough. Are my analytics not good enough?
Well, the problem was, Dylan. Yeah, the problem was, Dylan. I'm still waiting for the one that includes last year's Brescia home game.
We got stats for that one.
All right,
we may or may not have pushed record.
The last thing I do want to say, and I know first of all, thank you very much to Tim for spending all this time with us this week.
Absolutely.
Thanks for Dylan for doing double duty by being in all the segments. Hopefully we can rectify that for all you regular viewers.
Let's hope so.
You don't want to see that next week.
Let's hope so.
But I do want to congratulate, and I bring this up because there were two of our guys here. I want to congratulate everybody, all of our student athletes who graduated in December. We had Ricky Travis and Caleb Britt were our two guys who got to earn their undergraduate degrees here in December. Ricky's going to finish the year as a grad student. Caleb may actually go on to get his MBA as well. Was unsure, but and I'm sure there are others, from across the sports that maybe they need an extra semester when they're done their eligibility, whatever, or are going to continue to go on into the grad program, particularly now with an extra year of eligibility for a lot of our teams. But because that's why we're all here, to move people on and get degrees and move them
Absolutely.
on. Congrats to everybody who graduated, who are our new Midway University graduates as of December 2020. Hopefully we'll get to have a real ceremony in May and come back and walk and everything. And so congrats to them.
Hey, Joe, I don't know about you, but this has been a pretty good show. I think it's been a pretty good show.
Good job, Dylan. I think it has been. It's been an excellent show.
Pretty good show. Tim's a pretty good guest. We gotta hand it to Tim. Tim really saved the show today.
I would say this is in 2020 now. This has been in the top 1 or 2 episodes that Tim's appeared in.
Absolutely.
So I think it's up there in the top 2.
Top
Lifetime.
5 for season 2.
Lifetime, yeah.
Top 5 for season 2.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. We are going to come back, Dylan. Right, do an episode before Christmas, so we'll have a holiday episode next week, talking about maybe highlighting one of the teams, and Dylan will tell us all about The Bachelor as he catches up on that next week.
Absolutely, I will most certainly do that.
See you then.